Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 5 of the Creator Series sponsored by EA Sports, and welcome to our Mystery GP this weekend, which has been decided by you, our wonderful fans, all week long. We are excited. I hope you're ready to find out the track. I know we are. I am F1 Scott, and joining me today is Jamie Perry. How are you doing, Jamie?
I am doing fantastic, mate. It is a pleasure to be here at Creator Series sponsored by EA Sports, and I mean, the mystery track is looking interesting indeed, that's for sure. I mean, I wish the best to the drivers, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, exactly. They've had no practice this week. We've kept it a mystery, a secret from everyone. I hope you guys are ready. It has been an awesome week. Last week we had Baku. Craziness happened. F2 has been bringing us more craziness every day, especially with these rules that we didn't know about, changing your tyres at certain points in the race. It's just been absolutely awesome. Jamie, are you ready to find out what track we're doing this week?
Oh, I've been ready, man. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the top three from third, second, and first. What came in third this week, close, but not close enough. Third place was going to be Singapore. It will not be that. Second place was Spain. But first, Jamie, let us know what is today's mystery track voted by you. We had thousands of votes, by the way. Incredible for F2. We're extremely proud. So happy to have that. Thank you so much for the support. Jamie, what's it going to be?
Oh, well, I mean, was there any surprise in anyone's minds? Ladies and gentlemen, we are racing at the one and only Monte Carlo here at Monaco.
That is right. There was a lot of memes going around throughout the internet all week. We did notice that. We were thinking, was it going to actually come out? It looks like you wanted to put our drivers through just that little bit harder challenge this week. You wanted to really push them to the limits, giving them the hardest track in the whole campaign with the F2 cars, which, as we all know, not everyone's as experienced with, right, Jamie?
No, I wouldn't say so. It doesn't help that they haven't really had the opportunity to practice. I mean, they could have chose Monaco. It was one of the choices on the vote. But for a lot of drivers, I think maybe they're going to be lacking that practice. And we could see some mistakes out on the track.
Yeah, totally. We are like, if Baku was anything like short of madness with the amount of safety cars and stuff we had, I don't know what Monaco's going to be like. Or, you know, will the smaller cars just maybe get them around the track better? I feel like we might see overtakes that you don't usually see at Monaco. You know, F1 to F2 is a completely different beast, and I'm really excited. I had a little go at it myself earlier in the week with the F2 cars around Monaco. It's amazing what you can actually do.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really driven around there. I'm more sticking to the commentary side. But I guess F2 cars will have the advantage of being smaller. They're not as wide as the F1 cars as well. They do have less aerodynamics, so they won't stick to the floor as easily. But it should be an exciting one. I think F2 could offer some fantastic racing around the street of Monte Carlo.
I think you're 100% right. And I just want to mention on behalf of the Creator Series, like, we in this whole organisation are nothing without the fans that you guys watching and voting and actually interacting with the entire organisation. Like, honestly, the amount of votes that we had, not just for the F2 but for the F1 as well, was staggering. Everyone should be really proud of themselves, and such a cool sort of little kind of spicy sort of takeaway we're throwing in there, you know, with this randomness. The drivers have not had a chance. They either found out when I said it, or they found out, when Jamie said it, or they found out like 5 minutes before. Like, this is it. They've had no practice whatsoever. They've got no setups. Like, this is great. Like, if we, you know, we've made it hard enough, let's make it even harder, right?
Oh, I mean, maybe there's going to be some interesting weather. We don't know. It's going to be realistic to real life, so we'll have to wait and see how that all unfolds.
Exactly, so we will be waiting to get into the lobby, but what we will be doing on the F2 today is we will be having a sprint race that will be in reverse championship order, to really just mix it up even more. We're going to have that sprint race. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over to a one-shot qualifying to determine the lineup for the feature race, which will be a 50% length race, and then obviously we will have our feature race winner at that point. Looking back to last week's winners in Baku, in the sprint race we've had Unstopped Rob in first place, Badger Man in second place, and Persia took third place in the sprint. Rob's been sort of dominating really well, but a lot of fast drivers here, and I'm hoping that we can kind of maybe get a bit of an upset here. Last week the one-shot qualifying was F1 Alex who took first, Persia took second, and Unstopped Rob took third place for that. And then, I don't know if you've seen it, but last week we had a little bit of controversy with the feature race. Getting to that final lap, yes, we found out about tyre change rules in F2, which are not quite as simple. We had people pitting a little bit too early for the F1 game, or F2 game I should say, and we had Alex getting disqualified on the final lap in first place. That meant Hayden took the feature race win with Unstopped Rob in second and third place in Persia. Jamie, F2 is a whole different beast, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the tyre rules are deadly, and with F1 Alex, obviously, he was disqualified from the tyre rule, and it did see, like you just said, Hayden Gillis pick up the win there, but it's deadly. I mean, especially at a track like Monaco, where virtual safety car could be deployed for it not actually to count towards your strategy. Oh my, that's not going to be fun.
Definitely. I know Hayden was happy to pick up that win, though. He did not expect it. Going into that last lap,
Who wouldn't be?
He was about 18 seconds behind or something. It was quite crazy. And yeah, I wonder if we're going to see something different, like similar or different. I wonder if everyone sort of picked up that that's what they were meant to do. Maybe not. Speaking to maybe some of the drivers, that maybe they're not quite sure yet of the rule changes. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. Look, F2 at Monaco. How many people can say we've actually done F2 at Monaco? This is awesome. We are going to see overtakes at Monaco. I'm convinced about it. And I think we're going to see a few broken wings as well.
Oh, we could see many broken parts of the car, but yeah, I think Monaco, it's Monaco. Everyone knows it for being such a tight and tricky circuit. You know, it's one of the tightest on the F1 calendar. So even with the F2 cars being smaller than the F1 cars, it's not going to be an easy challenge. And I think drivers will need to sweat their hearts out if they want a good result here.
I think you're completely right. Looking into the championship positions that we have now, we have Unstopped Rob in first place with 60 points throughout this season. We have Hayden Gillis in second place with 54 points. And we have Badgerman in third place with 34 points. Matty D in fourth place with 25 points. And Zach RC in fifth place with 22 points. Now, we know the first top person in F2 is going to automatically get promoted to F1. That's awesome. But the four drivers below, they are going to go into the playoffs to try and have a spot to get into F1 against some of the bottom F1 guys. I think that's really cool. It's quite tight. We've got Hoodie Pete and Duncan and Punju that are just sort of out of that playoff position yet. There's only a few points in it. I know we're not really that far into the season yet, but it's just kind of interesting to see how close it is. And that fight for first with Unstopped Rob and Hayden, I think is going to be really exciting going forward.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely makes the grid more competitive as well, seeing that the fact that you do get promoted to F1, it just adds that extra push, that extra bit of motivation for you to do well in a Grand Prix, and it also just adds that bit more of anger and sadness when you don't do well at a Grand Prix.
Oh, exactly, and we will not forget what happens throughout this season as well. We've already had a little bits of controversy from the start of the season. We had a little bit of things going on in China, but Baku was just, let's be honest, Baku was crazy. That was mad. For a first race to commentate on, that was absolutely insane. We had carnage, we had disqualifications, we had DNFs, people were fluffing into the wall. There was gridlocks because we have the ghosting off like it should be, so there was gridlocks everywhere. Craziness. Jamie, what do you think we're going to get into tonight?
Well, imagine Baku, maybe honestly not as worse, because when people come into Monaco, they come in with the idea that they need to brake early, they need to be cautious. In Baku, even though it's a street circuit, they think they can drive a bit more freely. They forget how tight it can be, especially through that second sector through Castle. I think Monaco could see potentially less crashes, but at the same time, if drivers go wheel to wheel, especially through hairpin, we could see some big incidents.
Yeah, especially, right. And obviously, if one person gets it wrong, they could block the whole track. Like,
we could get a pile up. Yeah.
This is great. As we've basically got everyone nearly into the lobby, and we will be starting it. We will be letting the guys, they will be jumping into a quick practice session to make sure everyone gets in nice and safely, and then we will be heading onto our first off sprint race that will be 15 laps long. Oh, I'm excited. We're here. I can see it now. I'm so excited. Jamie, will we even see a red flag? Like, we've not seen one yet for F2 this season. Like, oh, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to push Monaco to do these things in the game, but I think if anyone can give it a try, I think we can give it a try.
Yeah, if Creator Series can do it, it's gonna be them. But no, I think unless there's a pile up, like we said before, I don't know how likely it's gonna be to get a red flag. I think there's a very high chance we do end up getting a safety car, and at least a virtual safety car for that matter. But red flag, it just seems unlikely unless we get just an insurmountable amount of crashes.
Oh, you are completely right. I'm so excited. Yeah, even a safety car around Monaco brings its own peril and danger. I'm just saying, it's a very, very tight and windy track, especially when these cars are going very slow. They are prone to be wings that get damaged. Sometimes you see more carnage in the safety car than what caused the safety car. Yeah, I'm buzzing for this. I'm buzzing for this. We are pretty much ready to go. We will get in with this action once everyone's loaded into the lobby. This is it. And also, Jamie, first time working with yourself, having a wonderful time. I think we're going to have a pleasant F2 event between us all. Guys, I hope everyone's settled in, ready. Get your drinks ready. Get whatever you need to get comfy. Get ready for this show. I think this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. As we said, Creator Series Season 5, sponsored by EA Sports. We are proud and privileged to be here, aren't we?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we always need to give a big thank you to EA Sports for the effort they put in, and Creator Series for the organization and, opportunity that they've given me and they've given you as well. I cannot, I mean, like you said, I'm stoked to get into Monaco just as much as probably the drivers are, and it's only a matter of time, really.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it any better myself. We are kind of ready to go. Also, don't forget, we have the F1 coming up around about 6 p.m, basically on the dot. We will be jumping into the F1 fan-voted race. We don't know what this is yet. We only found out ours. I get it. The votes are closed now, though, so we will find out roughly at about 6 p.m. And you can find our amazing commentators, Gareth Allen and Kieran McGinley, from 6 p.m. GMT. I can't wait for that. That's going to be exciting as well. We got the big guys; they're ready to go. They also have not had the practice. That's the thing I kind of love about this, is no one gets the practice. All right, no one's time dependent on doing well. Like, this is it. You find out 10 minutes before, get a setup of time trial or something, and get on. That's it.
No, 100%. This is gonna be a close one. I think that lack of practice is gonna really play a huge factor in how this race and how the sprint race, how the OSQ will all play out once we really get into it.
Yes, indeed. As we are now into our lobby, we will get the screen up in a couple of minutes for you. Once everyone's got in very nice and safely, you will see we are into our practice session, just to make sure everyone gets into the lobby, right? We will see everyone retiring now, and then we will be ready to move on to our sprint race. Chat, I'm talking to you. Who do we think? Who are we looking for? I mean, anyone been watching these guys practice the F1 cars last few weeks? Who's your favourite streamers and hearing content creators here? Who do we think might actually have the upper hand? Let us know in the chat. I want to see some different names, as everyone is retiring, as they should be. Jamie, you got any suggestions?
Oh, well, I mean, if we're going off the championship and we're going off results, there's a man who's won 2 different races. He's won a feature race at China, and then he won a sprint race in Baku. I think, to be fair, it could be Rob himself, who could pick up a very good result here in Monaco.
Oh, very interesting. I like it. Well, I've been really Badger Man, I think, has been someone to watch out for as well. I had a little bit unfortunate luck last week at Baku, but his pace, whenever we've seen him in one of these F2 cars, his pace has actually been quite good. Like everyone's, to be honest. I know there's some people, like B-Roy, for instance, had a little bit of misfortune last week. He'll be certainly coming back this week going, right, I'm going to get a good position here, like we all know we can. I mean, as we say, we got a competitive field. 20 people, all can take points, I think. It just depends on how that's going to go as we jump into Monaco. Like, we're here, it's Monaco. Guys, he's actually chose Monaco, yes.
Oh, you guys are sickos, to be honest. I mean, the drivers, I'm sure, are going to have a blast, and we should have some fantastic entertainment ahead of us.
I think you're right. I'm very appreciative because we could have been given any track in the world and it just had to be given one of my
We get
favorite
Monaco.
tracks. Like, this is it. To drive it, to watch it. You always know you're going to have a fun time when we're in Monaco, and I can't wait. We're here, I've been waiting for this all week, and we are mere minutes away. As far as I'm aware, we will be starting with a formation lap that will kick off our sprint race. Yes, I'm ready. Here we go.
Oh man, I cannot wait. I mean, it's been building up and it's building up. There's been a huge amount of anticipation as we continue to reach closer and closer to the Monaco Grand Prix, and here we are, moments away from the sprint race, and I'm speechless, to be honest.
Me too.
Fans have chosen quite a choice.
Haven't they just? I hope the drivers are feeling as confident as they can be. As we've said numerous times, they've had no preparation. They did not get any insight into this. We're keeping this as genuine as we can. We just had to give them enough time to just open the game up, get us set up, and get back to the lobby. That is it. So we might see some carnage here for a sprint race. Obviously, we're going to have to just view this sprint race as a sort of warm up in a sense, and let this will be the drivers feeling it out, figuring out the car, figuring out what they want. Like Jamie, it's the best track in the world. But as we're starting to do our formation lap, we see the drivers on the track. Patterson will be leading us in first place, only Vic in second, Artemis third, Matt Amos in fourth, Carbon Shadow fifth, Alex sixth, B-Roy in seventh, Watts in eighth, Jess Gamer in ninth, F1 Alex 10th, Adam Sanderson in 11th, yours sincerely and 12th, as we see B-Roy and Watts have already had a disqualification, by the way, on the formation lap.
Already.
When Carnage starts off, we had Punju in 13th, Duncan in 14th, Hoodie Pete 15th, Zach RC in 16th, 17th will be Matty D, 18th Badgerman, 19th Hayden Gullis, and 20th starting at the back is our championship leader Rob. Here we go, Jamie.
Yes, this is going to be an interesting one, and we could be already foreshadowing the future with P7, 8, and now 17 now disqualified back to the grid, making contact with some of the drivers. One thing I do want to point out is the Super Softs and Softs. They are the only two compounds that is available here in F2 this weekend, but will Super Softs go the distance of 15 laps? That's the real question.
I mean, yes. I mean, these drivers are far more experienced than the likes of me. My head is saying no. My head is saying no, that this might not happen. I've used the Super Soft tires. It is quite insane how quick they degrade.
I mean, they're also quite insane how quick they are, full stop. But you're right. Speed does come at a disadvantage of degradation of rubber. The Pirellis only last so long, but the drivers are starting to come around what would be corner number 19, the final corner, and lining up back on the grid for the final time before getting into the sprint race. 15 laps of action on what is a 3.337 kilometer circuit.
There we go. We're basically ready. We're going to just wait for the last sort of half of the grid to catch up. This is it. As we say, we've had a few disqualifications. As far as I'm led to be aware, that means you're going to have cold tyres that are not going to be as grippy as you want them to be compared to the drivers around that actually got to use the full formation lap. As we see basically Rob at the end he'll be coming round. We'll take a wee eye on him, make sure when he this lines up. Here we go. Everyone take a breathe. How long do we think before there's going to be carnage? Potentially a safety car? I am not sure.
Oh, maybe just Saint Devant. Here we go.
Rob is ready. And we will jump on to Patterson for the start of this race.
Just
as
waiting
we have the lights.
for the lights.
Here we go.
5 red lights. The lights go out. It's pedal to metal here for the F2 sprint race. Great getaway from Patterson. Have a look at that. 5.5 tenths already ahead of only Vic will to will between the two F2 cars. High-tech GP down to P3 and carnage at the back of the field already. It's a virtual safety car.
Wow, that must be one of the quickest safety cars I've seen in F1, F2 in general. Oh my goodness, what have happened here? Alex has definitely been a major disadvantage to that. Down 13 spots. Jess Gamer has gained a 5-second penalty. Only Vic now has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Okay, half a lap, we have had carnage.
Yeah, not really the best way to go about things, but it is Monaco, so is it even a surprise to the drivers right now? Unfortunate for the people who do pick up penalties now, which is only Vic and Jess Gamer in P2 and P9, but these drivers will now be patiently waiting for green flag running once again, and then it is go, 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 trying to push to the absolute limit and trying to get some points on the board.
Definitely. As we're looking onto the tyres, we actually see a couple of people opting for the super softs. B-Roy and Adam Sanderson going with those super soft tyres. The rest of the field thinking that the soft tyres are going to be the play. I mean, we're going to have to keep on board with that. That seems very risky to me. But, you know, if there is a safety car, it could maybe play into their hands.
That's true. As I brought it up earlier, you know, super softs is a risk for these drivers to take. Virtual safety car only lasts probably maximum of half a lap, so you know, now about to go back to green flag running, you can see they're starting to speed up a bit more. But yeah, super softs, in my opinion, won't be the fastest one. As we go back to green flag running, Patterson picks up a 1:44.756, fastest lap so far. Have a look at Roy right on the rear in P5. Is he going to potentially make a move? No, backs out of it and stays in P6 as he makes his way through center bot. Much better rotation, gets on the throttle early. Also have Carbon Shadow in P3 who makes a move. And have a look at this, will to will through Beau Rivage. Have a look at this. Boy, B. Roy still fighting away with Matt Amies and finally gets passed up to P5. Fantastic job from B. Roy.
Definitely. As we're dropping down to the back of the field as well, Rob, Matty going very far. Oh, we have some chaos here. Let's jump on board. Oh my god, we have a lot of cars trying to get through, not a lot of space. We also see yours and Searly in game. Sorry, Matt Ames as well, very near there. Everyone, look at all the cars trying to get through. Quite mad how we can see that. Also, Matty and Rob really going for it down the back here. Like, very close, going through corners that you wouldn't imagine two cars would go through.
Yeah, currently going through turn 9 of tunnel, still sticking will-to-will potential contact to the side pod of Rob, but Rob does seem like he'll stay ahead. Looks like the Red Bull livery Duncan in P15 as he drops down further and further, now behind Rob as well, just making it through the chicane. And I mean, this is not stopping on the action side of things. Look at that, nearly 3 drivers all trying to battle away through swimming pool chicane. Adam Sanderson, yours sincerely, and Matt Amos for the time being. Looks like Alex has come into the pit lane lap 3, so it does count as an official pit stop and making his way out now.
It's a grid stop. We've had at least 5 drivers all caught at the back. Not too sure what happened there. Badger, Hoodie Pete has gained a 5-second penalty. We have Duncan with a penalty. Honestly, that was quite hard. We've seen that corner time and time again be an absolute pain. We have another virtual safety car lap going on to lap 3. We have had 2 virtual safety cars. Rather unfortunate for some of the grid there that maybe lost a bit of time out that it's not going to be a full safety car.
Yeah, I mean, they're lucky it isn't, but it's also unlucky for a lot of drivers, especially those super soft runners. I mean, disadvantages only to them. I mean, they get the opportunity to rest on the tires for a little bit, but safety car would be, I think, much more necessary in this situation for a lot of drivers. Either way, they wait patiently for green flag running, and Patterson still out in front in P1 by 12.5 seconds. That gap has extraordinarily come forward in only 3 laps of action. It looks like Carbon Shadow with a drive-through penalty as we once again go back to green flag running. Hayden Gillis is trying to make his way up to P7 against what is Devin Butler, the voice actor himself. Currently in P7, cuts the chicane slightly, could potentially pick up some type of warning for track limits, but in the time being, Prema stays in P8.
That is mad. As we've seen Carbon with the drive-through penalty, that is going to be very unfortunate for him in this sprint race. Jumping on board to B-Roy, doing very well, keeping 4th place right now. Seems to be the top sort of 5 are doing quite well. They're in a little group of their own, quite an advantage, and almost a 5-second gap from that down to Adam Sanderson, who will be leading some of the other cars there.
Oh, yeah, big lockup from Artemis as well, as B-Roy now gets the opportunity going through Beau Rivage, and we've seen a move or 2 already. He needs to be careful of the barricade. Gets close, not close enough to make contact. Also careful of F1 Alex, who could potentially be making a move on Artemis if he gets the opportunity. This is Monaco, so it is still tight, but now B-Roy is up into the podium positions.
And he'll be very glad to see that definitely these tyres, the super softs, are working at the early stage, which we would have expected them to do. The question will be to B-Roy is later on, will they start to drop off? Will people gain that speed back? I'm not too sure. Jumping down into 12th place there. Seem to have a lot of close cars here between Matty, Rob, and Hoodie P. Oh, look at that. Basically shoving each other through this, this slow part of the track. It's great to see. Everyone seems to be doing as well and as clean as they can. We've seen some good, clean, fair racing. We've seen a bit of unfortunateness as well. As Matty does get that overtake into 11th place, we've also got Watts getting very close here. Oh, and a bit of touching the wall there. I would maybe hope that's not damaged. Oh, as Matt Amos gets a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. Also, just once again bringing up G-Watts, potentially looked for some type of move, didn't get one. Big lockup from Distinct and thought about it, but now G-Watts comes into the pit lane on those soft compounds as Patterson still leads us away by 13 seconds. A fantastic gap, and yeah, more and more drivers starting to make their way into the pit lane for the time being. If we go further down, you can see how close Alex Budd is at the moment to only Vic. He's just trying to sneak past, but Monaco is so tight, and it's one of the easiest tracks to defend off. But you also see very risky moves that could result in some very big incidents. Either way, Alex Budd will stay behind the Red Bull liveried F2 car of only Vic for the time being.
Definitely. And we're looking at Hayden Gullis, who's now in 6th place. Now, Hayden has the ability to do this. He kind of just makes his way up the grid. Oh, we had an incident down at the back there, it looks like. Oh, definitely not. Going back like to going back to Hayden for a second. Rob picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help his chances to get into that podium position. But as we say, Hayden has went up 13 spots now in 6th place. We have Rob, who's up 10 spots as well. As we say, the penalty won't help him too much. But if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him.
Yep, Adam Sanderson's actually just fighting on the ropes there as he made his way through turn 10 and 11 chicane. You can see as they start to make their way through swimming pool sector, looks like Adam's been able to regain some of that instability we saw through the chicane, but Hayden is definitely starting to seek for that 14th overtake from where he originally began on the grid, which is a fantastic push from the Prema car for the time being. DRS now active, but so does Adam Sanderson.
Incredible. And we're looking at Patterson, who right now has a 12-second lead.
Sorry, Sanderson's just had a huge lockup through there. It's allowed Hayden Gullis to just absolutely fly by, going through Saint Devot and up into P5, and I'm sure his next target will be the high-tech GP car of Artemis, and Artemis actually just losing the rear there. It looks like he is getting a bit swiggly, and makes sense because the 5-lap-old soft compounds would be very, very dangerous for the tire dig.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad. And as we're going back to the leader, Patterson has basically a 13-second lead in this race. There's been 6 laps, and he has a 13-second lead. 2B Roy in 2nd, and F1 Alex in 3rd place. Incredible. We have had a couple of yellow flags. Definitely some drivers feeling having a bit of an unfortunate time. As Artemis and Hayden are going neck to neck here, Artemis picks up a 3-second time penalty. So does Adam Sanderson. I think even Zach picked up a 3-second at the same time there. We're having a lot of penalties that may come into play as we get a bit further into this race. And we seem to have a disconnect from Badgerman. That will definitely not be what he wants to see. We'll hopefully try and get him back in the lobby ASAP. I know people will be trying to figure that out. As we are going to Punju in 8th place. Lovely person, great driver. In a very tight fight here. In a sandwich, doing what he can do. He will be just getting some decent points here. Matty D really wants that spot though. Great driver as well. To be honest, we have a lot of good drivers here. They're all very, very fast, very clean, and as fair as they can be. As Adam Sanderson is in the pits, goes right down to the bottom. We will be jumping back.
Right.
On you goes.
Yeah, so right now, Punju just trying to play the weight game, it seems, and if we go just 2 positions higher, Hayden Gillis is still trying to force some type of move. He's going to take the outside line, going into the hairpin. Can he get on throttle earlier, but just cannot seem to get by? It's just an absolute barricade through the hairpin is Artemis, but some point Hayden is just looking for that opportunity somewhere where that gap can open up, and he's going to take it with both hands on the wheel, braking as least as possible, just trying to get the most out of the track. And another big lockup from Artemis. It's clear these tires are starting to degrade more and more as we continue through the streets of Monte Carlo, as we make it through corners of Tibet, and now through swimming pool section and swimming pool chicane. Prema is still hunting down high-tech GP.
Definitely, and Matty's still not relenting at all.
Oh, sorry.
Little
Sorry for
bit, yeah.
interrupting. Unfortunately, Hayden Gillis has now made it up to P4, but bit of contact to the rear tire of Distinct Artemis. He's now down to P9, and also will to action on the pit straight. Have a look at this. DRS is active for Rob, using the Alpine liveried car. Can he make a move on the outside line? Going through Santa Bot. Oh, contact is made, and more damage to the front wing. And there's another bit of damage to the Prema. Virtual safety cars deployed.
Oh, that is extremely unfortunate to Hoodie Pete there, who's picked up a bit of damage there, done nothing wrong, just couldn't react quick enough. That is very unfortunate. We have a third virtual safety car. This game does not want to give these drivers... Oh, and Matt Amos has now got a drive-through penalty. This is the worst thing about virtual safety cars, is it does really test you into not going over that delta and not giving yourself a drive-through penalty. Looking at the penalties now, we can see Matt does have a drive-through penalty in 20th place. Zach with the 3 seconds. Duncan with 3 seconds. Adam Sanderson with 8 seconds of penalties, sadly now for him. Jess Gamer has picked up 5 seconds. Rob, our championship leader, has a 3-second penalty. Hoodie Pete now has 10. Not only has he had some damage by sadly going into the side of Rob, he has a 10-second penalty as well. So that's going to be a pit stop and a 10-second. And Artemis, sadly for her, she now has an 8-second penalty as well to go along with, no doubt, a bit of damage on the car as well. And B. Roy in second place now going into the pits.
Yeah, speaking about damage, I was just about to bring up B-Roy and Patterson potentially switching out their front wings. Looks like for B-Roy at least that won't be the case, but for Patterson did have to switch over a front wing. Will still leave the pit lane ahead of Patterson, out ahead of B-Roy. Looks like another drive-through penalty for Hoodie P. Like you said before, Delta is so deadly around here. And is that me, or am I seeing a yellow dot on the track map?
You could be correct there. I'm also
It's a safety car.
It's still saying virtual safety car on the screen for me at this moment in time, but we will definitely jump on board and see if that changes.
It's definitely a safety car. You have the Mercedes out there.
Oh,
it's no longer a virtual safety car. It is a full-on physical safety car now deployed, and this actually gives, and it's probably explaining why everyone's coming into the pit lane, a free pit stop to all these drivers, and I'm sure they are finally delighted to see so. Obviously, no surprise to see everyone on the super soft compound tires. Have a couple people who did switch over to the soft compounds, but now they all start to line up, and they will be greeted by a red in color safety car, which you can now see is starting to tow along some of the drivers, and you can finally see the changed safety car. Looks like a 5-second penalty for what was Vic. Unfortunate for them, but now everyone starts to catch back up to the long line of drivers as we now are under safety car conditions.
That is quite a crazy 9 laps of Monaco, I will say, as we will let that safety car do its thing for a minute. Penalties wise, seems to be a lot of penalties happen during the safety car as well. Very strange how that all sort of came about there. I'm not quite sure exactly what caused that to make it a full safety car, but I'm sure something would have. Hoodie Pete, Matt Amos will be really gutted at this moment. You obviously cannot serve the drive-through during a safety car, so they're going to have to obviously finish this safety car with 4 laps left and come in to the pit stop and do a drive-through. So that might be the end of their sprint race, sadly enough. But let's take a look at the winners, the big winners, and also the people that have dropped down a lot as well. In the lead right now we have F1 Alex, who was here last week in the feature race before it all went wrong. We'll come back to him at lap 14 and see if something similar happens again. We have Hayden Gullis up 17 spots now in second place. As I've said, he seems to just find a way getting up there. Punju up 10 spots, looking at that third place podium for him. Awesome. Patterson, 4th place, down 3 spots, but still up there in 4th place, definitely not out of the picture yet. Matty D up 12 spots into 5th place. Absolutely nailing it right now. B-Roy is staying consistent to where he was, started 7th, now 6th. After 10 laps, will be looking to get a few points to kind of help him in his championship pursuit. Shadow in 7th, is Sincerely 8th, Watts 9th, Adam Sanderson 10th, Artemis is in 11th, Rob 12th, up 8 spots. Will need to get up some more spots though for our championship leader if he wants to really kind of extend his lead in this sprint. Hoodie Pete 13th, Alex 14th, Duncan 15th, Zach 16th, Vic 17th. 17th, down 15 spots. Has been a very unfortunate race for Only Vic. As we see, Badgerman has actually been able to join back in, probably the perfect time during the safety car. Hopefully he can get control of his car again. As we're just talking about Badgerman, he's in 18th, not moved a single position yet. Jess Gamer sadly has went down 10 spots. As we see, another driver has left the session. We will figure that out and get them back in as quick as we can. And Matt obviously down 16 spots in last place and does have that drive-through penalty as well. Looking a little bit tough for him. He might need to just try and bounce back in the future race, Jamie.
Well, what I can say is Patterson currently does have the super soft compounds on, and if you have a look at the top three, especially at people like Hayden Gillis, who has made so many positions up, if we have a quick look at that once again, it was 17 for the Prema driver, which is insanity. So he's done a fantastic job, but he could be on the disadvantage. A great undercut could be underway here because Patterson on those super soft compounds could make the absolute most of it here. It's not even going to be an undercut. The top three hasn't even come into the pit lane yet, and probably the reason why Patterson could have the advantage that he could have. Right now, VAR's teammate is in P1 F1 Alex, who, like we said before, was screwed over by the tire rule that Creator Series currently does have, and did stop him from winning any race in Baku. But right now, he does lead us away. For how much longer is the real question. It is still Monaco. Even though you have people like Patterson, who is on fresh, new, super soft compounds, you have to consider the fact that it is such a tight circuit. It is very difficult to overtake, but yeah, Patterson is looking very, very dangerous. It also helps that we have safety car in this lap. Race control just announcing that now.
Yes, it does, and we will let's see what Alex does. Will he make it a fast start? Will he make it a slow start? It's going to be very important here. As you say, Patterson's on those super soft tires, which, you know, automatically does give him quite an advantage in the race, but at the end of the day, it's Monaco, right? It's Monaco. Anything can happen, as we're going to jump back into the actual race, and he's off very fast, did not want to wait behind, has got quite a bit of a jump on Hayden, about half a second between them. Punju definitely not letting them get away, as well as they come round to the first corner. Alex definitely has nailed this start. We're going to jump on it, Patterson, see how quickly he is jumping up to Punju in third place. Those soft tires definitely feel incredible compared to the soft tires that the top three have, especially being so old. Everything looks quite clean so far. Very nice from everyone. There has been a big gap though from 6th to 7th already placed, with Carbon Shadow and B-Roy, so that's very good for the top 6. Not going to be on any other safety cars as we can think. Rob gets an overtake into 11th. Let's keep an eye on him coming around into the end of Sector 1. Jamie, what are you seeing?
I mean, right now I'm looking at a very close top 2 battle. Punju, unfortunately, has fallen away from the pack, and this could be a perfect opportunity for Patterson, who is on the fresh new super soft compounds, and contact through the turn 9 tunnel. Looks like Patterson is going to be late on the brakes. Not late enough. Contact made between the VAR and the Punju. Can't figure out what F2 car that may be. It looks like the Trident, but unfortunately, it is a huge pile up through the chicane. Unfortunately, that is huge amounts of debris. I'm actually surprised there's no safety car that's been redeployed.
It's just too late into the race. The game will not give us a safety car at this late. We have mad penalties now coming out. As Artemis is now up to 27 seconds of penalties. Oh no. And it's all stopped. The Badgerman has DNF'd. Patterson is DNF'd. Patterson is DNF'd. What is happening here? That is insane.
A man who was 13 seconds in the lead's now out of this Grand Prix.
That is mad. That is just mad. What has just happened? Rob is still in 10th place. He's doing his best to overtake coming into the first couple of corners as he can. I cannot believe it right now. Artemis with 27 seconds of penalty. Sanderson with 11 seconds as well all around. We still have Alex in 9th place doing very well, trying to... Oh, it's very tight for 2 cars to get around that, but they seem to have done it as well as they can. Taking a slightly outside line, trying to get on the power. Not going to happen. Very hard track to overtake in this. Let's jump back into the lead. F1 Alex, he avoided all that trouble. He's still got ahead in though half a second, right? He's wanting this bad.
Oh, 100%. I just want to quickly comment on the fact that Alex now needs to defend off Rob, who could potentially think about sneaking it down the inside, doesn't going into turn 11 chicane, does think better of it.
Oh.
But yeah, right now, this is looking in F1 Alex's favor, but I'm sure Hayden will not give up until the very end. Looks like Rob is finally going to make a move in what a place, just out of the exit of what would have been turn 12 to Beck. Now Rob is up to P8, and also another mistake by Alex Bud. DRS once again enabled. We have Rob up to P8. Yellow flag in the second sector. Seems to be the MP car. No, it's the other MP car of Matt Amis, who unfortunately is now down to P18.
And as we're fighting for the leads right now between Hayden and Alex, as we're coming through into the end of the first sector, Hayden has been able to take the lead for the first time in the sprint race. Hayden is now winning. Just to put into perspective, that is up 18 spots right now on lap 14. Still sticking on those older soft tyres, making them work. Quite a move. B. Roy in third place with the 3-second penalty. Matty in fourth with the 6-second. That might mean that Sincerely is able to get up a few spots as well. Sanderson will definitely drop down with those penalties. And Hayden is already starting to leave Alex behind a little bit. In over half a second already, Alex will have to try and stay as close as he can.
Yeah,
as
Alex picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh!
He cut the chicane at turn 11, and unfortunately that now sees him most likely staying in P2 unless some sort of incident does happen with Hayden, some type of miraculous incident, because right now Hayden has been on form for this entire race as we are about to finish up what would be the penultimate lap of racing. Carbon Shadow also picks up a 3-second time penalty, and ladies and gentlemen, as we come around turn 19, there's only one lap left to go, and it's right now looking in Hayden Gillis's favor.
Now to see if anyone got the tyres wrong, if we see any disqualifications, that's what that will mean. It looks like people are doing okay at this moment though. Hayden, guys, what a race he's had. Right now as Rob picks up the fastest lap with a 1:22. We actually have a yellow flag, and we have one of the... I can't even see who that was. It is now, I think it might be Watts. Oh, it might not be. I will jump back to that anyway. Hayden onto the final lap, half a second up with the time penalties as well. He basically just, if he sticks it onto the track, he wins this now. This is great to see. We have another yellow flag from way down back at the grids. As we can see, everyone's sort of kind of spread out a little bit coming into this final lap. As we see, as long as no one messes it up, it should just end like this. Obviously, once the penalties have all come in to be decided, as you can see the penalties on your screen right now. Hayden Gullis.
Even with penalties, looks like B. Roy could potentially make a move against F1 Alex in P2. He's right on the rear diffuser of the F2 car. He just needs one opportunity. Yellow flag going through turn 9 tunnel. Looks to be it's Matt Amis again. Unfortunate for him, who once again will just be in that P18 position. But I can tell you, contact with the barrier out of swimming pool chicane for B. Roy. Looks like he's not going to get close enough, and that kind of secures it with the rear tire being hit with the barrier out of turn 18. But for one man, Hayden Gillis sees the checkered flag in P1. He wins the sprint race here in Monte Carlo, here on the streets of Monaco, 17 positions higher than where he started. A fantastic effort from the Prema.
Absolutely incredible. What a race we've just seen as we see the bottom of the drivers all kind of coming in over to the finish line. See if there's any last minute overtakes. What an amazing result for Hayden Gullis. He has went up from basically the bottom all the way to the top. As we see all the time penalties are getting served, you can kind of start to see our lineup now. Hayden first, you're Sincerely second place. Amazing drive from Sincerely. F1 Alex takes third place, gets a podium spot. That will make Baku a little bit sweeter for him now. B. Roy in fourth place after quite an unlucky Baku for him with a couple of DNFs. He's got himself into fourth place. That's banging points. Well done to all the drivers.
Fantastic, yeah. What I can say, it is devastation for one man, and that is Patterson, who was 13 seconds up the road before safety car. Now, unfortunately, strategy didn't go his way. Unfortunately, did hit the barrier, and it does see him now out of the Grand Prix.
Wow. Like, that's just mad. That's absolutely mad what we just seen, right? Let's wait till we get the final leading standards after this podium is done. I mean, could we have expected anything better than that, right? Come on. We had one safety car, 3 virtual safety cars, a couple of DNFs, but no real major skill issues. Yeah, we had some incidents kind of happening halfway through, but just seemed to be good drivers trying to drive really well and just coming a bit unlucky with the walls. You know, it's a very tight track.
No, to be fair, for what did happen with the 3 virtual safety cars, potentially even more than that, with the safety car, I think overall the drivers did a fantastic job maneuvering their way around the streets of Monte Carlo. But yeah, devastating for some, exciting for the others. It's Hayden Gillis win here in the sprint race, at least for the time being. It is the right now the results for the time being. But either way, the top 3 goes as followed of F1 Alex, who finally gets some redemption from Baku, like you said. Yours sincerely in P2 in the Virtuoso F2 car, and in P1 we've seen him win across the checkered flag. We see him win once again here for the sprint race for Prema. Very nice showing from Hayden Gillis.
Definitely, and very unfortunate for Badgerman, who has been quite a strong competitor so much in this season. He's definitely he might look back at this in a few weeks, come the end of the season, and think maybe this was where a valuable maybe 8, 9, 10 points were missed. I'm sure we'll find out in the future, but definitely has been a strong driver. Unfortunate to see what happened there, but we do have more racing to come. What we have is we have a one-shot qualifying coming, and we have our feature race coming. We're going to let the drivers get back into the lobby and get it all set up for us while we talk. And let me just double check, make sure we've got everything ready. Cool, we are good to go. Wow, I can't believe it, like, right? We got another, we get to do this all over again. We get to do this all over again. Yes, mate.
We get to do it 2 more times. We got OSQ, and then we got a feature race. It keeps on unfolding here in Monaco. And yeah, to bring up your point again with Badgerman, 34 points currently on the board. He's in P3, but you're right. I mean, in terms of points, if that DNF comes back to haunt him later in the season, not really what he wants. But either way, looks like we're not even going to get an OSQ. Oh, wait, no, of course. They're going to have a bit of carnage, and then we'll get into the OSQ.
Exactly. As we'll let the drivers get that fixed up.
Oh, my. Drivers know how to crash into each other.
Let me just double check as we will going to get a few of the Discord audio things sorted. We will have that. I think that's what we were meant to do. Let me just double check. Okay, as we're good to go. As I said, we're getting the drivers back into the one-shot qualifying. Very fun to watch. It's a very fun thing to watch. I do enjoy a one-shot qualifying as everyone's kind of going mad and overtaking each other as much as they can. Definitely an interesting format to watch it. And then we'll have our feature race. Like, wow, I can't believe it. I don't know is it going to be the same? Like, now we're going to see the pace. Who was the fastest? Who do we actually think is going to be able to get that top qualifying spot?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, Patterson is struggling to destroy his car here. He's hit the barrier multiple times, and finally he resets to the grid there. But no, I think in terms of who could set it on P1 pole position on the grid, it's a tough question. Like I said, F2 is such a competitive grid. It has so many fantastic drivers. I honestly couldn't give you a straight answer, but what I will say, I feel like obviously there was a screw over for a driver who drove in Baku, F1 Alex, so there could be potentially some vengeance, some potentially a better strategy, and not unfortunately making the mistakes that he did with the tire rules, so potentially some differences through there. We could see a return once again, a sprint race winner, could see a feature race winner once again being Hayden Gillis, but really it could be anyone's game. I'm sure Badgerman would be looking for a bit of vengeance as well, trying to get a much better position in OSQ and potentially getting some decent points on the board, unfortunately, like he didn't do in the sprint race.
Yeah, exactly. Again, amazing. And also, we're going to really be looking at it for this feature race. This F2 rule, it kind of sneaks up on you. You don't think, sometimes when a virtual safety car comes up and you go for the pit stop, you just forget that it's not going to count as a tyre change, and it will result in you getting DQ'd. I don't think F1 Alex is ever going to forget that again. I feel like that's kind of just ingrained in his brain for the rest of his life, and he'll whip this out at clubs and bars. One's like, do you know this F2 rule? Do you know what I mean? He will never ever forget this. I'm sure. Hopefully, all the other drivers haven't done it as well. Like, here we go.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be a flashback in his life. Every time he thinks it's gone, it's just going to come back. Either way. Yeah, we got one final or two final sessions ago, obviously being OSQ, and like I said, it could be anyone's game, really. You know, being realistic about it, it's not going to be an easy time for a lot of these drivers. I think there will be drivers who are going to flow through. They're going to get purple sectors all the way, and they will see that timing line in P1 or P2. I do believe the gaps will be close to one another. The current fastest lap, this is going off real life in F2, is a 1:19.309 in 2017 by a man who's now in F1, Charles Leclerc. But we'll have to see if any of the drivers can get closer to that or even better that time. Top speed of 263.2 kilometers per hour, which I'm sorry for the English folk. Australians don't know miles per hour, so I do apologize for the people who don't speak in the metric system.
I love it. Yeah, so as we say, like, looking at the season so far, F1 Alex was very quick in qualifying last week. We could be seeing something like that again. Badger Man, maybe sometimes not the quickest in qualifying, but see when it comes to the race, he's usually got that knowledge. He's got those ideas. He's the stats man. He knows exactly what to do in most situations. So we're going to see him maybe come up there. Rob, very fast in the qualifying as well. I see Hayden as well. Like, Hayden's just been, as I say, he sometimes he's a quiet and effective, and he just gets into these good positions, and he seems to be the man with the plan when it comes to consistency. You know, he might not win every single race out there, but he's going to be in that top four basically most of the times. Like, very, very impressive for his consistency. And B-Roy will definitely be looking to get on more of the sort of level he's been in, but also, you know, only Vic maybe as well down there had some kind of unfortunateness. Artemis as well had some unfortunate events going on. They'll definitely be looking to improve that coming into the feature race, right?
Yeah, 100%. And your point exactly, you know, Hayden Gillis has got so much consistency, and he really is a dark horse. You know, you honestly don't expect him to do well, and then all of a sudden he makes his way through the field, sneaks past one driver to the next, and he ends up in a really, really good position. And you've seen it through both rounds previously, through Baku and China. So I think this could be a very exciting weekend for him. Obviously, we have OSQ, so it could go in anyone's way. It just a simple bit, even through Saint Devant, a lot of people they want to maximize turn one. They just get a bit too excited with the white line, and unfortunately they do invalidate. Can happen through turn 10 and 11 chicane as well. I mean, there's many opportunities for them to invalidate for such a tight circuit as well. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Exactly, especially with cars they're not used to. I know that will become less kind of important as we go on, with people getting a bit more practice. But you have to remember, like, this was the fan voted GP, and no one had the practice to do this. You know, if people got a bit lucky and just guessed that it was going to be in Monaco, then maybe they could have got a slight upper hand. But there was no way to guarantee this. Like, we have a lot of drivers that honestly I've had to use that last 14-15 laps as the best way to think, okay, this is now, I've now got more points in the line here and now need to do this. So what I think we might see is the one-shot qualifying where people maybe over push it, maybe be like a bit of overconfidence and actually get some damage onto their cars, and then, you know, or invalidate, as you say. Like, it's going to be like, because this is the only part of the entire event, right, where you can really just go for it, and there's not going to be too much, you know, you're not going to DNF out of a race, for example, or a sprint. You know, you will just get invalidated and go to the back. So we might see people just really going for it, because we all know how important overtaking and qualifying is at Monaco, no matter what the cars.
I think another thing we should mention, I think I mentioned it earlier, there are only two compounds in the tyre allocation that you get to choose at Monaco, the soft compounds and the super soft compounds. And I think, you have to choose the two compounds. You have no choice. So I think we could be seeing a soft to super soft strategy, potentially a one-stop, maybe a two-stop if the degradation is high here in Monaco. And you're saying OSQ like it's nothing. I mean, you fall to the back of the grid, you know, it's so tight, it's so hard to overtake at a place like Monte Carlo. They could struggle to make their way back through the field. I mean, for Hayden Gillis, maybe not the case, and maybe it won't be the case. Maybe we will see fantastic overtaking through this race, which I do believe we will see, but I think at the same time, it's not going to be as straightforward as some people may say.
Yeah, you could be 100% right. As we say, we do have ghosting off, so maybe being at the back actually might be quite a big disadvantage. If we get two cars that cross the wrong way, you are not going anywhere, and you might not be fortunate enough to get that full safety car. Like we did see some of the incidents in the sprint race. Bet you a couple of drivers would have wished they would have been full-on safety cars at the start of the race, but sometimes you just don't get what you want, right?
No, I mean, it really can go in any person's direction. Like I said, it's why it's so hard to come up with an actual answer for who may take P1, who may take P4, 5. It doesn't matter what position, you know, it really can go in anyone's direction and anyone's way.
Yeah, exactly. As we're getting the guys back into the lobby, we will be starting a one-shot qualifying very shortly. We are so excited for this. Chat, who do we think's taking pole position? It's going to be quite important. I think whoever gets pole is usually almost always guaranteed some sort of podium result at this track, depending on whether, you know, how they end up driving it. But yeah, it's going to be very important. Actually, you don't really want to be 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You know, you really do. You want to be at the back. You've got so much to worry about, with people behind and in front. As we get most of the drivers sorting themselves out into the practice session, looks like everyone's got in nice and safely, so we will be getting underway in the next minute or two. I love this.
Matt Zoo in the Twitch chat just saying that Carbon will pick up P3 in the feature race. Just seeing if there may have been any further predictions, but seems to be the only one so far. Looks like Huna in the Twitch chat has also said Hayden Gillis for the win, and Shen has said me.
Love it. Well, if anyone ever wants to join and be part of these races, you can find all of the information you need in the Create Serious Discord, and you can find all the information in the channel biography and everything like that. Also, we are live all around the world: YouTube, X, everywhere, Twitch, of course. Please spread the word. Give us a follow if you've not done that. Give it a share. Let people know we're doing this amazing events, F2 and F1 Create Series, sponsored by EA Sports. As we are just about to be loading into the one-shot qualifier at Monaco, I am so excited for this. Jamie, let's do this, yeah?
Oh, 100%, man. I cannot wait. This is going to be potentially carnage or potentially a good session. It really is just how Monaco has always been, completely split down the middle.
Exactly. As we're just waiting for everyone to make sure their cars are tweaked, everything right, we will be jumping into the one-shot qualifying in the next 10 seconds. This is it. We are looking at Hayden Gillis. We're looking at Rob, last week's winner. We're looking at, you know, someone down the bottom of the pack, maybe, for instance, that just gets a good qualifying, get them a chance to get some good points. Starting off, here we are at Monaco. We are jumping in to the one-shot qualifying. As we are going up to the start, we actually see that everyone's going mad like crazy. We have Matt in first place at this moment in time. It's all going a bit crazy. Alex in second, but Punju also getting right up there into second place. Love to see it. It's all changing a bit like mad, but yes, as we are leaving at the end of this slow sector, Matty D13 in the lead right now.
Yeah, just having a look at F1 Alex as well. He was in P2 moments ago, but unfortunately got a really bad exit out of turn 4 at Casino. Looks like he's just trying to claw his way back through the field. Once again, a big predominant name here in F2 is Hayden Gillis, currently in P2, just making his way through turn 9 in the tunnel section. But Matty D13's having a fantastic quali run so far, just currently going through turn 10 and 11 chicane, back on throttle, pedal to middle, flat to the floor, through the streets of Monte Carlo. Good rotation through to Beck, maybe braking just a little bit too late. You can see Hayden Gillis with purple in the second sector. This is going to be really close. You can see the Prema now takes P1 away from Matty D13. We go into the final two corners. Larascas follows where Michael Schumacher once crashed. Now Matty T retakes P1. Have a look at this around the final corner, around Anthony Nohesa up to the timing line. It is going to be Matty D13 with a 120.325. Hayden Gillis does sneak in just 1/10 behind with a 124.55. P3 will be Rob at 126.90. P4 Punju. P5 Gwant. P6 Patterson, and we won't get to see the rest of the timings, but what a fantastic way to start what will be a fantastic feature race. OSQ comes to an end, and Matty D13, a man who has actually won a session before. He won the sprint in China, and now he's won the OSQ, so potentially could give him a good opportunity in the race. Either way, Super Softs, just like every other driver, follows with 1 1/4 tenths separated P1 and P2.
Amazing. As we're looking at the people that disqualified down that, we have Badgerman in 20th, Matt Amos in 19th, B Roy in 18th, who did get points in our sprint race. Carbon Shadow is going to have to do he's got a long battle ahead to get up to that podium spot now, because he's in 17th place without a time. And also F1 Alex, who last week was very strong in the qualifying, sadly is going to be starting this race in 16th place. Very interesting to see. But our winner's Matty. What a great qualifying for him. Like, he's nailed it. That's going to be keeping him very nice and confident for the feature race now, at which we will just be starting in a second.
Yeah, well, it wasn't an easy job. You had to deal with, obviously, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Hayden Gillis, who was right up the tail end of Matty D13, but he was able to get a perfect final 2 corners through Laras Cass and Anthony Nohes through 18 and 19, and now we see him on pole position officially. But it's going to be a close one. I expect Hayden to be really trying to fight on turn 1, and especially a lot of drivers through Saint Devot. But keep an eye out for Beau Ravage through what would be turn 2. That little bit of a kink, the slight change in the corner. That's also going to be a tricky one. We're going to see a bunch of wheel-to-wheel action through there, and expect probably a small pile-up through turn 1. That's my little prediction for Monaco.
Yes, you might be right. Some people, you know, not every race is won in the first lap, but it's sometimes something that we can see people going for to try and just get every last kind of advantage they can. You know, if you don't get a good start off the line, especially with these F2 cars, a little bit harder to actually get it off the line and get it smooth. You find there's some wheel spin that comes from the cars a lot easier. Just because it's all different. As the drivers are getting ready, we will be starting our second formation lap of the day. Matty will take us away. Let's see if anyone disqualifies through this, because that will make sure that your tires are cold. But as Monaco's looking absolutely beautiful at this time of the day, we will be going on to our feature race. I do have to just say, the camera angles sometimes you get in this game are absolutely wonderful, and sometimes it's a pleasure just to watch a race like this.
Sometimes you get this really annoying halo cam, which in a way is almost tribute to Ayrton Senna, for anyone saw the cam run when he was back driving for the McLaren F1 team. But no, this is going to be very, very intriguing indeed, as it seems like everyone's trying to make it way safely without trying to crash into one another. They can save that for the race itself, where they don't even get teleported back to the grid. They just potentially get the opportunity to sit out and watch from the spectator stands. Either way, fantastic job from all drivers not to crash into one another, and this should be a very anticipated race, I believe. I think Monaco, even though it was only voted in the past couple days, I mean, potentially a week for that matter, I think a lot of drivers have probably still got the practice in. I mean, it could have been a pretty obvious choice, because it is Monaco. Of all tracks, I mean, fans are psychotic, and they would probably choose Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco or Vegas, right? Probably was going to be one of them.
Yeah, probably.
As we see, Adam Sanderson, by the way. Adam Sanderson and Zag both disqualified, so they will be getting those cold tires, and they will be doing that long wait. And I've been there on a formation lap, being disqualified, just sitting there, and it feels like forever waiting for the rest of the pack to get around, which that's nearly what's happened here. Matty coming right into the start. We will be starting this race off imminently. I'm so excited for this. We're looking at Matty, Hayden, Rob. We're seeing if any of them can get the jump on each other at the start. But we're also looking at the back of the pack as well. Badgerman, Matt, Amos, B-Roy, Shadow, Alex. Let's see if they're going to get caught by any trouble ahead, or whether they will actually get away quite well. G-Watt's also disqualified from it as well. As basically everyone is ready, we're going to be jumping on with Matty. This is it. Hopefully no one messes this up at the start, otherwise they've got a long feature race ahead of them. Everyone seems to be in and ready. We have the lights.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 red lights. The lights go out and it's pedal to metal here in Monaco for the feature race here in F2 Creator Series. Looks like it's going to be wheel to wheel between Rob and Hayden Gillis. Hayden Gillis could fall down to P3. He's going to keep the outside line, but does get squeezed out. Rob is up to P2 already. Have a look at the back of the field. Big amount of drivers trying to fight away. Doesn't look like there's any debris or yellow flags. Fantastic driving to get us started. Looks like a big wobble there from Shadow in P15. Looks like inside line, outside line for Jess Gamer, who falls down to P14 as F1 Alex continues to try and fight through the field. Looks like Carbon Shadow's down a position as well as B-Roy continues to try and fight away as he continues to bring up through the field. And have a look at the hairpin. Drivers neck and neck with one another. Doesn't look like there's any incidents through there, which is what we love to see, but really, really close action. Looks like our first yellow flag was deployed momentarily. Looks like only Vic going wheel to wheel between Badgerman and P9 and P19, sorry. And wow, what a fantastic start to this race. Not done yet is the real question to ask, because right now, if we go right up to the front, Rob 5 tenths away. We go further down, right now 6 tenths away is Alex Budd to, 2 tenths away from Alex Budd to Hoodie Pete, but Hoodie Pete 5 tenths away. Yellow flag in the second sector. Looks like some of the drivers have been separated. Anything you've seen?
Yes, B-Roy has indeed had an incident, put himself, he was about 14th, dropped all the way down to 19th. Yeah, did spin it at the hairpin. Very unfortunate for him. Hayden Gillis as well, keeping that third place. The top three definitely done well. Matty, Rob, and Hayden. Matty's slowly getting away. Like, he's just about broke that DRS, and he's got a lap until that's going to make, until that makes a difference, right? That's going to be quite insane. It's very close. It's going all over the place right now, but Hoodie Pete,
ooh,
also as well in P7, we seem to have a bit of a yellow flag behind. Definitely having some issues at the back between B-Roy. Artemis, looks like a bad touch there.
Yeah, a bit of contact between Artemis and Matt Amos. Unfortunately, Matt hasn't really had the race of the dreams that people probably want at Monaco, and only Vic, the only person who needs to overtake him, and a bit of locking and unfortunate loss of rear going through Saint Devot, but hopefully Matt can try and only go up from here, because if you start at the bottom.
Exactly, as we're jumping on to Alex in 8th place, very close there. G-Watts picks up a 3-second penalty, second penalty of the feature race. Everyone looks to have spread out ever so slightly. A lot of people still within the DRS of each other. Punju will be trying really hard to make sure he does not lose Hayden, who everyone just seems to be doing very well. Massive credit to basically every driver right now. This has been quite awesome. We're going to see what the position changes have been. Nothing too much. Artemis down 4 spots, now in 18th. Only Vic down 5 spots. A little bit unfortunate for her. Hopes that she can get back into it in the sort of 17 laps that we have left. Badgerman up 4 spots. F1 Alex up 3 spots, and obviously Rob has been able to take that second place from Hayden. Looking at the tyres wise, quite interesting. Most drivers have adopted with the soft tyres, but we do have Hayden in 3rd with the super softs, Jess Gamer in 14th with the super softs, and also Badgerman with those super softs as well. They're opting to get fast pace early on in hopes that there's maybe a safety car, gets them a sort of free pit stop, a full safety car, not a virtual, and you know, we'll see if that kind of works. You know, you could say that Hayden, Jess and Badger, they might be taking a gamble here, but it could work out for them.
Yeah, I mean, if we're using the same example I used with real life, the 2021 feature race tire winning strategy when F2 last went to Monaco, it was a soft to super soft strategy. It was just the one stop on that occasion. It does seem like the soft compounds can last well and truly a long distance, especially in the feature race when you are heavier and you are going to have slower lap times. But yeah, for the super softs, it may be a 2-stop strategy for these guys. It really does depend on how they go once they do come into the pit lane and switch over to the soft compounds, which they can now do. We're on lap 3 and about to switch over and tick over to lap 4. And once again, we've seen Matty improve over and over and over again. Now Rob will take a 1:22.671, and fastest lap now goes into the advantage of ART. But yeah, what a race so far.
Yeah, very clean, very... what has happened?
Sorry for interrupting, but Matty Amos has unfortunately now retired from the session, hit the barrier going through swimming pool chicane, and it is all done for MP, who unfortunately didn't seem to have the best of starts and now doesn't have the best of races out of the session.
Very unfortunate for Matt Amos. He will not be happy about
Carbon.
that. We didn't see that as we're going down to Carbon and Badger getting very close to each other. Carbon wants that spot. Let's see if he can do it. Coming around into this very, very tight corner. Not usually can't make a move here. Usually just have to stay behind. But we'll see. We'll see what Carbon can do. Like, he's not going to give up without a fight. Oh, looking a little bit squiggly. Definitely coming out of that corner. Might have lost a little bit of speed, which that he has. Going to 10th into Adam Sanderson. We'll have a lot of cars here very close to each other. Very close. Looking if he can make a move. You know, where do you make a move here? It is one of those tracks. It's quite hard to know what to do. Well, I will have to say that Matty in the lead is starting to run away with us a little. Rob's doing his best.
Yeah, that's very true. Just a quick little notice as well is that Badgerman is up 5 positions already. Yellow flag sector 2 it is, just Matt Amos, who is currently finding some part of the track to park and eventually retire. But yeah, Badgerman's done a fantastic job so far. We saw a fantastic around the outside move on Carbon Shadow at what was out of the exit of turn 4 at Casino. So a fantastic effort by him so far. He's clearly trying to push on those super soft compounds, but yeah, for the time being, it is still close action throughout the field. And for Matty D13, it's the dream start. 2.6 seconds separating P1 and P2.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Hayden doing his best to keep up with Rob in third. Definitely is going to be a battle to watch coming near the end of the race. Both drivers have been very consistent for the championship, sort of upper levels. It's great to watch them. I'm also looking down into 9th place. We have Sincerely that is within that DRS. Trying the best to just kind of keep up with Alex, who does have a time penalty. That will make it a bit of a difference. It's a 3-second time penalty, which right now in the race is going to be quite unfortunate for you if you have that. Oh, as Punju picks up a 3-second time penalty as well, is definitely going to be a lot more important. If the penalties are anything like the sprint race, like they're going to change the order, because we had quite a lot of penalties.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think especially after a longer distance, instead of what was again 15 laps of action,
Agreed.
We've now got 21 laps of action. So it definitely causes a lot more time for time penalties to be picked up. Hayden Gillis has actually picked up DRS against Rob as well. So I'm sure he's just going to try his best to try and stick with him for the time being. I mean, you only get DRS on one part of the track, and that is the pit straight, and is not a long straight, but at least you do get DRS. And yeah, just trying his best, trying to keep consistent lap times per lap, and just trying to keep it up so far. We go further down the grid. Have a look at this. Badgerman P14 as we go wheel to wheel. MP and Jess Game are going to continue to try and fight away. Carbon just taking the outside line. Is he going to be able to break late? And that is me messing up my English there, but Carbon Shadow stays in P15.
That move by Badgerman was amazing. That was ballsy. That was great. That was really confident. Just was throwing that car around the corner there on the inside and actually made it stick. What a move. Jess Game had no choice but to almost just let it happen. One of those types of overtakes. As we see a lot of the field starting to spread out a little bit, but in 9th place we still have Yours Sincerely staying on the back of Alex. He wants this overtake. He's just sort of biding his time, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes, but you can't kind of be safe, because you have Adam Sanderson, who's also under a second away from you, pretty much at that second area. And he's not going to be here. We know he's a fast driver. He's going to be going with it. Zach as well in 11th place, one of our reserves today, doing very well for that in 11th place. Does have that 3-second time penalty, as we have B-Roy and Jess Game are going at it near the very end of the track. Looks like B-Roy's been able to get that place stuck. He's now in 16th place. Jess will jump down into 17th. As we're looking at the biggest movers right now, is Badgerman up 6 spots into 14th place, but also Jess and Artemis and Vic sadly down 4 spots at the end in the back of the pack. Definitely.
Yeah, the one thing I'm not surprised for at this current time has to be the gaps. I did expect it to be a bit more extended throughout the field, because of the fact that obviously it's a more strategic race. They are going to be heavier because of fuel, because of the fact that there'll be a bit more safe. They'll be, managing the tires and fuel overall just a bit more. And yeah, for the time being, just looks like when they can get an opportunity, they go for a move as quickly as possible so they can try and manage those tires all over again. But yeah, throughout the field, it seems to be quite separated, especially near the front of the field. Rob 3.1 seconds behind P1 of Matty D13, who's had no problems, no issues, and has kept it clean throughout this entire race. 1.8 seconds separates P3 to P2. Zach RC with a 3-second time penalty now across his name. Was spectating him. Unfortunately, he did cross upon the swimming pool chicane, and DRS will be active, but a bit of a DRS train throughout the entire thing, as the conductor would be the one and only yours sincerely and Adam Sanderson getting the most of it.
Yeah, definitely. Patterson, unfortunately, had quite a bad corner and actually lost the DRS there for him. B. Roy and Badger's coming into the pits now. That will be for him on the super soft tires. Now going on to the soft tires for the end of the race. Deciding to be the first one to pit. Now everyone's going to have to react around that. Is that too early? Is that the right amount of time? I think that could be good. 7 odd laps on the super soft tires is going to be probably upwards of 40 odd% tire wear at that stage. So maybe this was the correct choice. We do have Jess though and Hayden on the same tires deciding to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, just having a look at the current gaps at the moment. If we go further down, we look at P11 of Zach RC. Unfortunately, he does have a penalty against his name, but he's got a really good run through on... it just doesn't look like it. On Adam Sanderson, it just doesn't seem like anything's going to happen. There's quite a similar gap at the moment. Adam is trailing behind yours sincerely in P9 by 1 second. So potentially, if he can gain a bit more time out of it, could potentially make a move up into P9. But I think for the time being, especially on lap 9 of 21, it's just about managing the tires to the best of their ability and getting the opportunity when they get it. Alex Budd already coming into the pit lane, and no change in front wing, so he's had a good stint indeed. Yours sincerely, apologies for that, is now also coming in, and all going on the super soft compounds. No surprises there.
Definitely, and we're going to see what all these strategies, tire strats, kind of mean maybe in the next sort of 3, 4, 5 laps. We'll finally get to see, the order of the field. We'll be looking at our top guys. We're looking at these soft runners like Matty and Rob, Punju, Watts, Patterson, and seeing where they kind of come in might make the difference. Hayden Gillis definitely was a good choice getting on the super softs, but he might find moving on that's going to be a little bit harder for his race. G Watts also picks up another time penalty that's up to 6 seconds, along with Alex and Zach, who both have 6 seconds as well. Punju has a 3 second. Right down at the bottom, we have Jess coming just out of the pits in last place right now. We'll be looking to try and catch up to only Vic. Definitely still something to fight for there. We have Duncan in 10th, starting to get a little bit closer to Zach.
Yeah, 100% right. Just trying to see what may be the strategy call for a lot of these drivers. I mean, they are on the super soft, just switching over. Duncan now takes P9, making the move through to Beck, which is quite a risky one to do, but Duncan's done it successfully as he now goes through swimming pool chicane in P9. Adam Sanderson's also up to P8 because of other people coming into the pit lane. He'll continue not coming into the pit lane just yet, but as I was saying before, you have yours sincerely, Alex, and now Alex Budd. The other Alex is also in P6. He's making some moves for people coming into the pit lane. But yeah, strategy call for a lot of these drivers are looking like a 2-stop for the time being. Softs to super softs, potentially back to softs, or doing another stint on those super softs because they're not going to last 11 laps.
Yeah, exactly, and we're seeing a lot of the super soft people go maybe 7 or 8 laps, so counting back, we could be maybe a lap sort of kind of 13. We'll see a lot of the soft guys come in for that final run, so that's getting quite close. And Sanderson's just lost it coming into that roundabout, but he's lost it into the wall. It looks like he may have had a bit of damage. Hard to see. It may looks like a little bit of damage for him as well. Unfortunate. Seeming to have a good race there, but definitely not went well for him. And Sincerely and Artemis very close together. Different tires, new tires to old tires. It looks like Sincerely's got in front of Artemis there. Oh, that was a very unfortunate, isn't it? You hate to see it when you're having a good race and you just drop it on one corner. And that right side wall for that hairpin is a bit rough.
Well, to answer your question about potential soft compound runners coming into the pit lane, looks like Hayden Gillis is not that because he started on the super soft, so my apologies there. But no, he's come on to soft compounds, so he is doing the opposite of some of the other drivers who've switched to the super softs. And with lap 11 of 21, he's definitely going to try and extend that all the way to the end on a one-stop strategy. Just currently viewing Patterson at the moment. He's going to get DRS once again on Carbon Shadow. It's been a really close battle between those two. Went wheel to wheel through turn 9 of Tunnel. Doesn't look like on this occasion they are going to be able to make a move, but I'll tell you what, it is extremely close at the moment. Yours sincerely just currently in P11 as he overtakes some of the people in the pit lane. And once again, if we go back to Patterson and Carbon, you can see how close it's getting through Beau Rivage, now through Massenet turn 3, then you have a Casino turn 4, but once again, just no openings for Patterson at the moment and just has to settle in P10. But I'll tell you what, he is really trying to get past now.
Oh, he is, and it's one of the hardest tracks in the world to do it, but he does look very fast with those tyres. He's hoping that he can get a nice exit off this turn coming up, and then he should hopefully be able to do it under the I guess the one of the only straights
Yellow
off the
flag.
track. We do have a yellow
It
flag.
seems... I'm trying to see where it may have ended up being. Could have been Adam Sanderson, but it was too close to call.
It is indeed. He's lost his front wing. I
Oh!
think he's went into the wall. What has happened up
Just
top?
want to quickly mention we have Patterson who's going to go wheel to Beck, and have a look at this. Up to P9 goes Patterson in an instant, and Carbon Shadow has made contact through swimming pool section. Yours sincerely's now going to take P10. That could have been devastating for Shadow. He is very, very lucky to stay alive here at the Monaco Grand Prix. That could have been a safety car right there and then.
It does look like he has damage. He will be going into the pits as we go jump back on into Hayden and Punji also in 8th place, just coming out there. We have a lot of places changing right now. It's very, very unfortunate for Shadow. Looks like he was having a good race, but that damage will slow him down. We know the F2 pit stops can be quite slow, but Punji...
Oh, I'll tell you what, Punji's going to send it.
Beast went into the wall on the right-hand side. Hopefully he's not giving himself damage there. We do know it is easy to pick up damage, but wow, that was a great attempt, and he did make the moves. Obviously, we'd like to do that without touching the wall next time, but that was great. Oh, it looks like he might actually have damage on his front wing. From what I could see there, that might be very unfortunate for him.
From what I've seen, he still has both his end plates. It
Good.
could not be the case, but yeah, it does look like if there is front wing damage, it is minimal. Yellow flag in the 3rd sector, and it is Adam Sanderson who unfortunately has...
No.
No, it's
not.
his... apologies, it is still a purple dot, so it is a bit hard to track. It's the one issue with the F2 cars, trying to track him on the track map. But no, it is not Adam Sanderson. He is all good. Apologies for that, Devin Butler. But back to the action out on track. You can see right now Hayden Gillis will be making up some fantastic positions. That soft compound strategy, that one stop he's potentially trying to go for, could work out in his favor, but Rob does come out with the overcut, well and truly successful, comes out in P2. Patterson now making some overtakes on some of the people who are coming into the pit lane just a little later, and the people who are using the undercut strategy to their advantage, seeing positions rise in their name.
Definitely, and we just have to stop for a second and say Matty and Rob have just been very, very dominant in this race. Incredible race from them both. Doesn't look like they've had a single bit of issues. Matty with a 7-second gap, or 7.3 if you want to be exact, and also Rob with about a 4.5-second gap to Hayden as well. Hayden doing his best, does have those soft tyres on, maybe in the last few laps. Might actually see himself starting to catch up with Rob and Matty, whose tyres might be a little bit worn.
Yeah, right now just on board with Gwatz at the moment, who's just started his first stint on the super soft compound, started on the softs, and you can tell how much more of a grip advantage the super softs had. We saw it with the move that Punju made. What a fantastic dive bomb going into what would have been turn 5, I believe. Either way, it's just about managing it, and for Punju, that's not actually gone in his favor anymore. 3-second time penalty now towards name, and right now only separated by 8.7 seconds, so he's safe from Patterson for the time being. We'll have to wait and see how that continues. Hayden Gillis picked up fastest lap before Punju took it away, so Punju has made a move. He picked up a time penalty, and now he has fastest lap.
by 5,000 of a second, believe it or not. Quite insane, the difference. Yes, as we're looking at the big movers so far in the feature race, F1 Alex up 9 spots at this moment in time, Badgerman up 11 spots, doing very well, Badgerman. We know he's much better in the race, we know he can make moves that will make a difference. Artemis coming into the pits, as we can see now. Trying to get the the intervals back up. There we go. As we can see, everyone kind of spread out, but G-Watt's getting very close here, moving.
Yeah,
And will they make the move?
Oh, G-Watts is going to have the inside line. Needs to be careful. Big amount of contact to the front and rear tires, and G-Watts has no actual choice but to back out of it. He stays in P10, but I'll tell you what, very, very close racing here on the streets of Monte Carlo, and it's only brought Alex Budd and P11 closer to them. I'll tell you what, G-Watts was on a roll there, potentially could have made a move, had to back out of it because of the fact that the door was shut, and Badgerman continuing trying to push as hard as he can on this soft compound stint. And once again, your race leader improves on his fastest lap, a 1:21.345, really on a league on his own. But I'll tell you what, this racing between G-Watts and Badgerman is only going to start spicing up even more.
Oh, definitely, and Alex wants a piece of it as well, right behind, catching right up since G-Watts and Badgerman seem to be slowing themselves down slightly, bit of a gap forming to Hoodie Pete, so they will be both feeling this. Oh, going very close, a little bit of contact, hopefully no damage there, coming into the final corner. Will there be a move going to be made here? It looks like G-Watts is trying, it looks like maybe a bit far away to give it a try though, coming into the first corner. Look, we have 4 cars all sort of really close together now. It's only a matter of time, and we do have... And it's... Carbon Shadow has been facing the wrong way. He has had to fix himself.
Yeah, currently just that swimming pool chicane starting to reach Laras Cass, but unfortunate for Carbon Shadow, who looks actually to have quite a competitive race, just starting to slip away now on those super soft compounds, and looks to be a potential mistake by only Vic in the Trident, I believe. I don't want to get that. It's Dams Racing, actually, but yeah, the Red Bull liveried car now down to P19 with that mistake through swimming pool section, and not to miss out on any of the action, Alex Budd up to P10, making a move on G-Watts. Clearly starting to struggle is G-Watts. Had the opportunity to make a move up into P9 against Badgerman, and now slips away down to P11, being overtaken through the tunnel, and nearly his life glimpsed before his eyes. Nearly retired at the Monaco Grand Prix, but he kept it all together. Luckily stays in P11.
Oh, that's insane. That was nearly the end of G-Watts' race, but Duncan now has a chance. Really getting close now. Badgerman seems to be a little bit more safe from Alex. They went really... Oh, and he's made it. It looks like G-Watts just judged that all wrong. Duncan will get through now into 11th place, looking to try and catch up with Alex. As I think we have Vic coming out into the pits there. Let's hope that the cars can get by there. We are jumping back up to Punju. I know he does have a time penalty, but he's slowly getting there with Hayden Gillis, who has not really been able to make too much of a mark into first and second. If anything, Matty's just getting a little bit further away, and Rob's kind of staying up with him.
I just have to say, I mean, it's interesting racing for the time being. Duncan has got past G-Watts, but B. Roy seeming to break rather too late, or just letting the Trident by, but G-Watts up to P12. And he is still down many positions from when he was battling away with Badgerman. Clearly, those soft compounds showing its advantages now, as like we said before, super softs do not last long. They're really just meant for quick, fast stints and quali runs. And Badgerman, as we bring up his name, 3-second time penalty for him, and Alex Budd now has an opportunity to try and fight for P9, because he did have a penalty before Badgerman did pick one up.
Oh, definitely. Alex behind does have a 9-second penalty though, so sadly we won't be able to go too close with that. Looks like Cecilia's coming into the pits, and that will move everyone up another little spot. But Badgerman and Alex are going for this. Alex is not giving up. He does not care about 9 seconds penalties. He wants to finish first on track, because sometimes we know that is what's most important.
Alex Budd.
He's going
Alex
for it.
Budd is going to send it. He's going to go late on the brakes using the outside line. Is he going to potentially get a switchback? No, he can't. Stays in P9. Badgerman stays in P8. But I'll tell you what, the excitement of racing here is really starting to reach a different level on the streets of Monte Carlo. Alex Budd still on the rear diffuser of the ART car. Goes wide. This gives Alex Budd the opportunity. Super Soft showing its grip now, even with the higher degradation. Late on the brakes. Hits the barrier. Front wing damage for Badgerman. Alex Budd's up to P8.
Oh my Badgerman. Oh, and we have a safety car. Wait, why do we have a safety car? It can't be for that touch, right? It must be something else. It must be.
We've seen bigger incidents than that, but either way, Monaco has stricken us with a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. This turns a 9.4 second gap from Rob in P2 to Matty in D13 to nothing.
Oh, they're going to be raging. They're going to be absolutely raging. They were guaranteed a race win at this point as long as they didn't fluff it into the wall. And now we have a safety car that's going to bring them all together. At this rate, it's going to be going out on like lap 19, I think, because the game really always tries to give you like at least 2 laps of racing.
That's very true.
Like lap 19 will be like, what? What is this? Everyone's going to be on super softs. Like how many super softs do they get? Does everyone get new super softs, or do you get one? Like
maybe not new because Maddie and Rob stay out. So does Patterson on 8-lap-old super softs. Hayden Gillis, however, could be, and I've said this before, he's a dark horse in the F2 series, even though with his current position in the championship, P4 on fresh new super soft compounds, he still has to do the job of getting past them, and that will be a tricky one, but he has the advantage of fresh new rubber, and Pirelli providing them for that, and Punju staying on 11 old soft compounds, same for Badgerman for 10-lap old soft compounds. A lot of people actually refusing to come into the pit lane. They'd rather keep track position, and realizing it's Monaco, that could well and truly be the case.
It could be, but if Hayden can find a way, like, this is Hayden's to win. Like, because those...
This is 100%,
like, we're talking maybe 40% used super softs compared to, like, probably 5% by the time the race starts. That's mad.
No, you're 100% right,
That's mad. Like, what has happened here? I cannot believe, first off, I cannot believe that touch of Badgerman was what caused the safety car at Monaco. That's incredible. What a way to end this feature race. But also the fact that we have so many people trying old tyres as well. And Matty is coming in.
Yeah,
he's getting new tyres.
Coming in. Hayden could undercut here. It's still quite a stretch, but it could happen. Hayden coming around turn 18, now turn 19. Matty's going to be safe here. Hayden could be on the disadvantage now. Rob does have the lead, but with 6 laps of degradation, he's still got the disadvantage. And Hayden, who maybe looked just a bit better, had a bit more of an advantage. Now, not such an advantage, and also got a bit of a barricade of Patterson on 9-lap-old super softs, who is going to cause some trouble for Hayden Gillis in P4. And I should mention the standings real quick. If Hayden Gillis was to win this race, he's currently on 54 points in the championship, and he did win the last feature race at Baku, so it wouldn't be the most surprising thing to see such a comeback from Mr. Gillis, but what we can say is for the time being, it is not such an advantage anymore.
Wow, but if I'm Patterson right now, I'm kind of worried. I'm in 3rd place. I have 9-lap-old tyres. I'm kind of worried about this. Rob, I'm also a bit worried about as well. But yeah, we're really testing these people now. Like, how well can you defend? The safety car's coming in this lap, let's jump on it, Rob.
Here we go.
Oh, and G-Watts is actually retired from the session. And I don't think that was done in... Was that done in the pit lane? It might have been done in the pit lane.
Yeah, so Adam Sanderson's one of the purple dots. The other one is in the pit lane, so he has retired in the pit lane. Agreed. Clearly not happy with how his race has gone, so unfortunate for G-Watts. But what I can say, Rob swerving left and right, getting some final bits of temperature into his tyres because we are about to go green flag running for what will be the final time, and he pulls that pin. Full throttle, pedal to metal, green flag running here in Monte Carlo. It's a good getaway from Rob. He will not be attacked going into turn 1. Matty D13 in P2 has a couple of blue flags in the way. Not what you want, and this is only going to increase it. Blue flags causing issues for D13. Rob's going to try and pull away. Patterson trying to defend for his life against Hayden Gillis. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to fall right on its head. Only Vic P18 just making it past G-Watts, who did retire in the pit lane, and Rob could actually have a higher advantage than we originally thought.
Oh my god, it's not something we thought about. Hayden gets up into 3rd place now. He's looking to definitely make that. But we have a bunch of cars at blue flag. This is mad.
Flags.
This is mad. What an interesting development into the final lap and a half of our Monaco feature race.
Will action. Sincerely, P8. Sorry for interrupting. It's just more action continuing to unfold. Have a look at Hoodie Pete and Zach RC.
Oh, we're on board right now. Very close. Will Zach be able to make ends? And we have a yellow flag at the back as well. That might be... Oh, it's we're trying to see who exactly that was. Oh, chaos everywhere, right? There's just chaos absolutely everywhere. Zach in 12 plays. Alex picks up a 3-second time penalty. Punju. Oh, and we have a fight for the lead. We have a fight for the lead. Rob and Matty. Let's go. As Matty is in second place right now, will he be able to get that back, get back into first place at this moment in time? It looks like he's so close. He's going to do it. Is he going to do it?
He's going to go late on the brakes, trying to rotate the car. He's probably going to get squeezed out of it. No, he leaves in the room. Gonna be contact. Is he going to try and keep position? Matty D13's going to give it his all. Currently, more contact made. Damage to the front wing. Hayden Gillis has seen this. He's detected it. He knows this is his opportunity. If there was ever an opportunity, it's right now, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 21 of 21. Hayden Gillis is gifted P2, but it isn't. It's a blue flag. I got mistaken there. There is still traffic in the way. Hayden Gillis is going to try and close down that gap, and the damage to Matty D13 only helped more. Matty had a 9.3 second gap before safety car. Now Rob takes the lead. He's defending for all his glory. 2 tenths currently separate Matty D13. Can he do it? Can he win this race, or will it be Rob? Will it be Hayden Gillis? Will there be a surprise win? They are going to have to cut the chicane a little bit. Have a look at Hayden Gillis. He's really going to start getting advantage from this. He's going to have the inside line. Does he send it? Going through to Beck. Will action. The Primer is fighting for P2.
Mate gets a 3-second penalty. That is Mate out of the run. He's got a 3-second penalty. Rob coming round the final on the oh, so close to each other. Duncan gets a 3-second penalty as Rob coming through without no penalties. He is going to win. He's going to win. He's done it. He has nailed it. He stayed out in the older tyres for 9 laps in the Super Softs, and he takes first place. Hayden Gillis in second place. Matty D in third, even with that penalty. Patterson fourth. Punju fifth. Actually, we have a little bit changing. Actually, yours sincerely jumps into fifth with Punju in sixth place on those 15-lap old tyres. Oh my God, Jamie. What a final lap. That was mad.
I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless. I do not know what to say. That was fantastic. Hayden Gillis sneaking in for P2, a bad exit and a bad entry going into turn 10 and 11 chicane. Saw Matty D13 pick up some damage. Hayden picked it up, a bit of damage going through the swimming pool section, but by that point, it was too late. By that point, it was already done and dusted. Hayden picked up P2, but I tell you what, one man did pick up the win, and he has won a sprint race, and now he's won a feature race. Ladies and gentlemen, Matty D13 is your winner. Holy mamma mia, ARTGP on top.
That is incredible, and also Badgerman will pick up driver of the day. Was he your driver of the day as well? He done very, very well in that race. I just can't believe the drama with the blue cars, the blue flagged cars. What is that? It's not something you think about because it's only sort of like a 20-lap race, but it is Monaco. That's like 2 pit stops and you're going to get lapped at that stage, you know? So like that's what's going to happen. I cannot believe that actually just happened. Like that must be so weird for you when you're in first, second and third and you need to get by cars in like a lap and a half. Like
yeah, I mean, for Monaco anything's possible. Anything's possible. We brought this up earlier. Anything can happen. It really is split down the middle between normal and chaotic. Completely psychotic racing, and we saw blue flags really interrupting the racing right at the front of the field, but Rob does come out on top, and I did make the mistake, unfortunately, by saying Matty D13 was the winner, so I do apologize there. But yeah, the French driver of Rob, driving for ART Grand Prix Racing for the F2. Oh, what a way to finish a weekend, at least our weekend in F2. F1's going to be right after this, but wow. I cannot believe that.
Wow, that is amazing. What we're going to do is we're going to get Rob in a minute and ask him how that race was from his angle. There you go. As you can see, we have the run-ins all the way down to 20th. Unlucky for Matt Amos, G Watts, only Vic, Shadow, Sanderson, Artemis down at the back. They will be looking to come back next week and prove themselves that they can be and get into the positions that we all know they can. Just very unfortunate sometimes in these races. But Rob first, Hayden second, Matty third. There is your podium. Art Grand Prix, Prima Racing, and Rod and Carlin. Like, what amazing. Like, amazing to everyone. I just have to say that feature race was so much more respectful, so much more great racing, hardly any sort of safety car things. I know we had a couple issues, but can we just kind of a bit of a, you know, you don't need to clap in your house, but like, come on, like
No,
that,
I'm
amazing,
clapping,
right?
it's
We're
fine.
clapping for it. We're going for it.
Yeah.
Amazing drive from them all. Like, they should be proud of themselves. We love to see that. Let's hear from our race winner. Let's get Rob in now. Let's do it. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Well, tired.
I bet you are. Congratulations. That was amazing. Again, we've had another amazing F2 race to watch. We enjoyed that even down to the final second because of that last minute safety car. How was that from your position, Rob? And congratulations.
Thanks. Well, I don't know where to start, to be honest, but I was pretty happy about first my start. I was really impressed by what I did. I don't know how I did that. But my main goal was really to overtake Aidon on the start and then pray to not have any safety car to interrupt my strategy. So it went well. I was happy with that. And I knew that Mati was definitely faster than me. Obviously, he was untouchable. He was so much faster than me. And then when the safety car came in the last 4 laps, I was like with my chat, no, but there is no way I'm pitting. I'm playing the track position. In Monaco, I'm not pitting. And then I'm seeing Mati pitting, and I was like, why? Why, Mati, you had the win like easily? Because I was behind with Aidon, and for sure, if Mati is not pitting, I'm fighting with Aidon, and then Mati is free win for him. So
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised, but I'm really happy about what I did. Sorry if I was a bit hard, but with Mati on the last lap, I didn't want to put him in the wall or whatever. I think it was a bit hard. I think on the limit on the fairness. So apologize if not, and if yes, I think it was a good battle.
No, that's very nice of you. It was an amazing battle for us to watch, wasn't it, Jamie?
Oh, 100%. And bonsoir, Rob. Firstly, congrats with the feature race, at least for the provisional win. And I mean, firstly, P1 in the standings, 60 points, could potentially become 85. That's not including the sprint result as well. You also won the feature race in China and the sprint race in Baku. How are you feeling, man?
I mean, I wasn't confident that much tonight because I don't really like Monaco. I mean, we saw that in the sprint. It was really difficult for me to go through the guys ahead. Aidon did really well on the sprint, but in the feature for me it was a bit easier because it's more about managing the tires, especially the super soft on the second stint. But yeah, I'm feeling really happy. The fight is still on with Aidon on the championship. I think it's not like a huge domination because I'm not winning everything, and I think it's really good to watch, to enjoy. I hope people are enjoying it to watch because on my side, at least on the driving side, I'm really enjoying driving this league with Aidon and all the guys in F2. So yeah, I'm really happy about that.
It's showing. It's definitely showing that you're having fun because we can see it watching from afar. These races are great fun. It looks like just a bunch of people having fun with each other. And as you say, driving to it as close to the line of fairness as you can. That obviously that last minute safety car wasn't good for you or Matty. We'll hear from Matty in a minute. He'll be ready.
Last thing
but
for me
wow.
before finishing, I had my wheel that has been disconnected in the last lap. Like just before the Raskas on the penultimate lap, sorry.
Yeah.
On the Raskas, that's where Mati tried to overtook me on the outside. My wheel just disconnected.
Oh,
So
tech issues. Doesn't matter how advanced we get with technology, there will always be some sort of thing that doesn't work, right? Rob, congratulations, mate. What a race. Like, you should be proud of yourself. That was really fun for us to watch. Thanks for keeping us on our toes until that final lap. Yeah, go rest, enjoy yourself, and yeah, a final congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Coming back to Daytona now, so good luck on your side for F1.
Good luck with Daytona. We have a lot of people in the community
good
all
luck.
doing it. Good luck to you,
thanks,
mate.
guys. And thanks for the content again.
Yeah, our pleasure. Thanks for the
Cheers.
driving.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, so we've heard from Rob, our race winner. We're also going to hear from Matty D as well. We'll get him in a second. We'll see how he feels about that sort of last minute that controversy. Rob, very nice guy, but very great drivers, all of them. Let's hear from Matty D as we bring him in. Matty, hello, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing very well, guys. How are you?
Oh, we are
Pretty
good.
decent.
we're just trying to catch our breath after that last sort of lap and a half when that safety car came in. Talk to us from your perspective. How did this event go for you in Monaco?
From the start of the race, I'd like to say it was going pretty well. The sprint race, obviously, I got caught up in a few incidents, but when we got into the feature race, obviously, I started on pole position, which was out of the blue. I didn't actually realise I was going to be able to put it on pole. But obviously, I saw Hayden start on the super softs at the start of the race, and then I was obviously on the standard softs, and I wasn't expecting to get off the line as quick as I did. I thought Hayden was going to be able to get the jump on me, but from there onwards, it was just in my corner. But on the last few laps, the safety car came out for a couple of wing. I don't understand how that safety car even came.
Yeah,
out.
it was end plate damage.
It was a bit of Badger's wing plate as far as we can see. There might have been other stuff, but that looked like that was it. And you were, how far ahead were you at that point? 7 seconds, maybe 8 seconds.
Yeah, about that. I think it was flicking between 7 seconds to 8 seconds.
So unfortunate for you, but that is one of the things we do as the audience and the casters. Something we do love to see is that last minute safety car. I feel like you raced phenomenally well. A little bit of unfortunateness between you and Rob in the last lap. We'd had him on just there, and he didn't know if he was maybe a bit too aggressive with you or not, but he sent his apologies your way. Being a lovely guy, but it seems like he's really enjoyed that. Like, mate, you in an F2 car around Monaco, you've got nothing to worry about. That was some great driving. I'm sorry you didn't see the result you maybe were looking for, but that was incredible. Like, well done.
I mean, I got a podium at the end of the day. It's, points are better than 0 points. So I'm glad that, like, after last week and me having to retire and coming back this week is actually put a good smile on my face to come back to get some points.
I love to hear that. Jamie, you get any final words from Matty?
Yeah, I mean, obviously congratulations on P3. Obviously unfortunate with the incidents that did take place on the final lap. Do you believe that if safety car never did come out, that was a win in your pocket?
100%, 100%. Unless I made some serious mistakes in the closing laps, I think it would have gone my way completely. But it's Monaco, so I could have probably banged the wall and it would have been my tyre gone, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, either way, congratulations on P3 and the podium. Fantastic job either way.
Thank you, guys.
Well done,
well
mate.
done on the commentary tonight.
Oh, thanks,
Cheers.
guys. We loved it. You take care of yourself, mate. Have a great rest of your day.
guys.
You deserve it.
And you.
Alright, take care. Alright, looks like we have one final person waiting for us in the interview room. It's going to be none other than Hayden Gillis. We'll hear from his point of view. The secret assassin, he almost seems to be. As he's saying, he's just always there, Mr. Consistency, always with a big smile on his face. Let's get him in for the final interview of the night after this amazing Monaco. I just want to say, as from me and everyone else at the Creator Series, thank you so much for watching. This has been a wonderful event for us all. Let's hear from Hayden. We'll bring him in now. Hayden, hello, how are you?
I'm good. I was just doing some practice. Sorry.
Were you practicing? You don't need practice. Oh, you get on the
got
F1 car, right? Yeah, quick, get into the car, get learning all your brake points again. Hey, Hayden, what a race! Like, what, like, amazing. Like, we've seen it from you time and time again every week. You seem to just kind of be there. Even if you start in, like, the lower half of the field, you kind of just end up being in a really good spot. Either you're sort of a podium or a race winner, or even just in that sort of top 6. How are you doing it? Every week, different tracks, just Mr. Consistent.
Just an incredible driver, I think. Just best driver on the grid, I guess. No, bit of luck, consistency. I think Punju saw that when he was stuck behind me, wanting to get past in that race, trying to put pressure on me. But I think I'm consistent. That's what I like to say. Maybe not the quickest, but have that little bit of consistency. The sprint race though, that was unreal. Don't know how that happened, but I'll take it.
Nah, you should be extremely proud. Like, you guys have put on an amazing Monaco event for us. For not finding out like 5-10 minutes before or something like that is when everyone found out. I think you've all done quite amazing. We definitely did not see the same carnage that we've seen in Baku. And yeah, I'm guessing you'll be getting right and ready up to the F1 cars. I'm guessing you're a lot more confident around Monaco in that F1 car. I would imagine you're looking forward to that as well.
I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't say I'm more confident in the F1 car. It's a weird thing because you go from F2 where things are a little bit slower, you can take your time to react. Then you jump in the F1 car and everything is flying at you like a million miles an hour. So it really allows you to appreciate how quickly our brains do actually focus when we're driving in the F1 car when corners are coming at us so quick and fast like that. So it is something to get used to, that you can brake later, carry more speed, and you've got to be prepared a lot earlier. So that's going to be good. But yeah, no, really good race there in the F2. Shame for Matty, because he had such a strong race. I was kind of sneakily hoping it would be the other way round, and Rob got the damage, because I closed up to equal points in the championship from the sprint race, and then he won the feature, so goes 5 points clear again. Had that safety car not come out, it would have been 2 points, so I was still happy with that. But yeah, I'll take a P2. It's always a good result. It's always nice to be on the podium. Monza next, the championship still on, like 5 points between us. We seem to be bouncing back and forth. Rob's honestly a brilliant guy and a great driver, so I'm really excited being in this championship battle with him at the moment.
Oh, definitely. Such a nice guy, along like yourself. If we could root for everyone, we would, you know. It's quite amazing. You guys have been so close and so competitive over the different tracks. And as you brought it up as well for everyone watching as well, we have Monza next week, the 27th of January, 4 p.m. GMT. We're going to Monza with the F2 Career Series. How do you feel about that, Hayden? Is that a track have you tried it yet with the F2 cars? Is it a track you like in general?
I haven't. I think it's going to be one I struggle at compared to Rob. He seems to be insane on the braking, like being able to brake late and not lock up the rears. So I reckon it's going to be a very strong track for him. It's a big difference. Like we've gone from Monaco, which is high wings, like maximum wings, and it's all about downforce and keeping out the barriers. And then Monza, which is the temple of speed, and it's flat out, it's low wings, it's trying to get those overtakes on the straight and being late on the brakes into the chicane. So it's going to be a big old switch up, but one that I'm very much excited for. Sprint race as well. I mean, if I can go from the back row of the grid to first in the sprint race, where you shouldn't be allowed to overtake, then hopefully we can do something similar in Monza. But I imagine Rob is going to be right up there with me too.
Oh yeah, he's not going to let you get away with it. Jamie, you get any words?
I mean, I have no further questions, but obviously congratulations on P2 making the most of the collision that happened between Maddie and Rob, obviously happening through turn 10 and 11 chicane, and enjoy the P2, man.
Thank you very much. I will. Thank you very much for both of you on the comms job. You did a fantastic job, guys.
Oh, thank you so much. We've loved it. Right, get practicing and we'll see you on F1.
I will. Thank you very much. Right,
Take
bye,
care.
guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, we're not over yet, and we start the F1 stream in about 11 minutes. We are going nowhere. We're going in. Yes, this is it. You will be taken over by our lead commentator for F1 today. It will be Mr. Gareth Allen, along with Kieran McGinley as your co-commentator. They are buzzing. If this has been anything like what F2 is going to be like, F1's just going to be even more exciting. I wonder what the track's going to be. We've seen a lot of communities around the world all kind of trying to push their fans to vote different tracks. So you know, we're going to be really interested to see. Jamie, what has this been to you? Have you enjoyed this? It certainly sounds like you've enjoyed it.
Oh man, how do I put into words? Really, I mean, firstly, thank you to Creator Series for some reason picking me up. I mean, I signed up when I got the opportunity, and big thank you to Gareth Allen, who clearly saw something in me, and yeah, really appreciate the opportunity I've been given, and appreciate everybody who has supported me, and who obviously will be supporting yourself as well. And yeah, just on to Monza. I don't think me or you could be behind the box. It's a potential chance, but either way, thank you very much, and I think I'm still understating the amount of appreciation I really have.
Well, maybe that's one of the reasons why I would choose, in case you're a lovely guy. So, as I just want to say, again, sponsored by EA Sports, we're very proud and we're very happy to be here. We appreciate everyone watching for this F2 series. This is the first season Creator Series have tried to do it. I don't know what you guys think, but we think it's been a massive success. We're also having a lot of fun with it as well. It's not every day you get to see a real good big F2 league. We're definitely really pushing a lot of our drivers that are more used to the F1 cars, really pushing them to to be different, to get us more sort of content out there, just to make the world of F1 content and esports and all this kind of stuff just that little bit bigger, get it out to the world, because I don't know about you guys, people watching, but I never knew really about F1 until about a year and a half ago, and ever since I've came into it, I realised it's one of the most enjoyable and funnest events, things that you can do on the planet. You can get 20 people in a game, stick them around the track of Monaco in F2 cars, and give us 2 hours of just absolutely banging content where people fluffing into the walls, people breaking a wing damage and getting a safety car over a little bit of wing damage. Like, I still can't believe that happened. It's for commenters, like, yes mate, give us that, right? Because that's just banging. Honestly, our drivers are just absolutely incredible. But as I say, please don't go anywhere yet, because we're going to do it all over again for the F1. And guys, keep your calendars open. Next week, the 27th of January, we'll be doing the F2 from approximately 4 p.m. GMT to 6 p.m. and we will be jumping onto the F1 as well for Monza from 6 p.m. onwards till about 10 p.m. GMT. Get it in your books. Don't miss it. And lastly, thank you to all you wonderful fans out there, especially for the votes. We cannot believe how many votes we actually got in for the F2. We all know that the F1's going to get loads of votes, but you guys are jumping onto the F2, you're supporting it, you're really helping us create this big network of funness and content creators and everyone coming together and having a great time, getting to meet people from around the world. You genuinely, it might be fun for you as well, but just know, for every driver and every person behind the scenes and everyone doing all the work that they do throughout the week, it's a lot of work to do, and they're incredible people. Me and Jamie just get to be the guys that jump on in the screen and just shout for 2 hours. So, but a lot of work goes into it in the background, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a lot of appreciation for it, and kind of echoing the words you said, you know, getting the opportunity, and you know, commentary is a very large passion of mine. I've been doing it for a year and a half, nearly 2 years. Finally getting the opportunity to create a series is great, but you're right, just shouting over competitive drivers racing their hearts out to try and get a great position, and we just get to talk about what position they end up in, is it's a great feeling, and I love entertaining for viewers and people around the world, and I'm so grateful I get to keep doing it. And 2 a.m. in the morning here in Australia, so
time to get you to bed, Jamie. Love to hear it. Right, guys, we are going to sign off from myself, F1 Scott, and my lovely co-commentator Jamie Perry. This has been the Creator Series Season 5, Round 3 at Monaco, or fan-voted GP, sponsored by EA Sports. Stay around. In the next 4 minutes, we will be starting the F1. Stay here. Be loud. Be proud. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Good night. Thank you very much.
Cheers and goodbye.